The reason that I like trains is the ability to take places and completely morph them from what they previously were. Take this little spot on the ALCO mountain. It was once kind of like a little township, but I didn't want that. In fact, especially the yard ladders, I wanted to completely change how this all looked and how this all felt and how it operated. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. With all that being said, welcome back to the Conway. This episode is brought to you by our Patreons. Without them and their support, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we do. So if you want to become a Patreon member today and become a beta tester for all of our projects, then check out the link in the description below. Everything goes towards the channel, and it greatly helps out. Thank you to Craig Bishop, CJ, David Holland, and Jesse's. Alright, so here we are on episode 12 of the Conway Staves build. Like I said, we don't have really much left to build, and I'm just redoing a couple of things that I didn't like. And so here we are back in ALCO. And as you all saw before I deleted it, and you've seen it in previous live streams and stuff like that, I hated that yard ladder. I hated everything to do with it. I hated this entire setup, really. The only thing that I really liked about this area was the Stave Yard and that one little home that is right next to the tracks. So I kept those, and I wanted to redo a couple of different things with this entire area. And so at first, like, I thought about it, like, does it really need a yard? No. So I just managed to put like maybe like a 3-track siding that they can sort around, they can turn around trains, turn around cars, and do what they need to do in a smaller spot, and it not look as horrifying as it did before. Yeah, if you've seen it chapter 2 this weekend or this past weekend, yeah, my yard ladder looked worse than what it does. But no, don't get me wrong, the movie was great. But we're gonna get back on subject here. I wanted to do, like, I've got on this phase, no thanks to David, one of my members of WIT. He's got me into making a lot of things look abandoned, making a lot of things look like it has more history to it, and so I done that a lot in this episode as well. I wanted to make it look like that the previous switch that you use now to get into the Stave Yard used to be further up into the yard, further up into this siding. We can call ALCO siding or ALCO yard. I don't know. I think we can still call it a yard. It's just a small 3-track thing. Like, all its main purpose is so you can turn around your locomotives. But I also forgot to add another portion in this, which we'll be seeing off camera, and I'll probably show it off in the next live stream once we get there. And so, continuing on, we had to bring out the road again, and again, with this whole thing of trying to make everything look alive and everything look like it's working, like everything has a function, I wanted to do the whole traffic light thing here. And if you guys have seen my previous live streams, even though it's as fun as, like, if you haven't seen my live streams, like, where have you been? If you've seen the past 2, we have loads of fun. I bring in a few of my friends and a couple members of WIT, a couple members of the back shop show up. We just sit back and have a great time and build something together while we're doing it. And that's the whole purpose of it. And that's what I really, really enjoy about doing live builds, is because I like you guys being there and having your guys' live input of what we're building. We shouldn't have much left on the live builds at all. In fact, the live builds is what will probably finish out the building of the series. Everything else, like, this is the second to last build episode. the next one will be focusing on the very last spot that I want to redo, and I want to redo a couple areas anyway. And that's where we first began this entire series, which I'm going to re-upload the entire series once we get the rest of the episodes out, and I'll have it under a full playlist and stuff like that. We're going to start back in the actual town name of Conway. We're going to go back to Conway and we're going to finish it up, and that's where we'll end the build series, and the live builds will finish the actual building of it, because Winchester will be the last thing that we have to do. And Winchester and setting up the industries. That's the last two things that we got to do. Other than the build episode of Conway. So, with all that being said, I hope you all join me for this small last little adventure as we're going toward the end of this series. I don't know, like, I feel like we started this almost a year ago, and I've learned so much over this past year. Like, the Saginaw, in my opinion, my Saginaw revamp needs another revamp with my current way of building. But that's not going to happen. Don't get your hopes up. I'm not doing it again. No, what I want to like push myself further out there and give me another possibly harder project to work on. And going back to how I wanted Alcatraz to be, this little thing, I didn't want it to be a town. It felt too much like it was its own town, which it didn't make any sense. Like it doesn't need to be a town. It needs to be a neighborhood, like a small off neighborhood that's in the middle of back crap nowhere. Like, it's literally just in the middle of absolute nowhere. And the only reason that these people are here is because of the company, really, of the barrel company and the old coal mines and stuff like that. Really is the only reasons why people were here in these Appalachian mountains and these Appalachian hills, is because of jobs. And jobs for mines, jobs for anything really nowadays. And like for me personally, it's whiskey barrels and anything to do with a whiskey barrel. Like, I'm recording this voiceover anyway, after I got home from a whole night of just making whiskey barrels. And I have to say, I like my job because it's neat. It's really cool. Like, knowing all of this stuff and knowing what all goes into it. I enjoy it. And I guess you can't really call a place like a place of work actual work if you enjoy it. And I do enjoy my job. They've done me well, really. Like, when you guys know where I got in that wreck, they helped out a whole lot while I was recovering. So that's enough of that. I'm getting off topic. I wanted to make this look here. Like, this guy over here in this trailer is all off to himself, because I want to say that he owns a property or something. He might be the guy who owns all the property that the trailers, the mobile homes are sitting on. And it's East Kentucky, guys. Mobile homes are abundant everywhere. You think, like, yeah, like a lot of places have the like mobile home parks and mobile home things, but mobile homes are everywhere, and in East Kentucky especially. Like, in any place in the Appalachians, really. They put them suckers anywhere. They can put them on some places that you wouldn't even think that they would be there. I'm like, how the heck did it even get there? But again, I'm getting more off topic again. Really, I wanted to make this whole area right here come to life, pop out with the JVC palette that we're using. And I'm already getting on to from David, and because he's really finicky about how he wants his things to look. Well, listen, this is not your route, this is mine. But And I like how it looks. Yes, things are a little bit greener than what they could be, and they things it could be a little bit darker, but at the same time, no. It has its own personal look, and I love how it looks. Some people might not like it, some people may, I don't care. It's how I want it to look. And I'm not going to get upset if you guys, like, change the way it looks when you guys get it. It's a free route. I could care less. Just don't be, you know, redoing it and then re-releasing it without my permission. That is one thing that I am going to strap on to this big bad boy, is a big EULA. So, don't worry, I'm already tapping that one out. But yes, Dollar General, because Dollar Generals are literally everywhere. You can't prove me wrong. These guys, when we move to Mars, Dollar General will be already up there. Don't worry. Convenience stores are always aplenty. And then I was trying to put a garbage can behind it, you know, the way they could throw away their trash. Well, it wouldn't turn. I could not get it to rotate whatsoever. This last little bit, I just wanted to really do some finer details, and I don't know why I put the curved parking thing. Now that I think about it, that was a bad idea, and I'm probably gonna go back and change it now to the regular, because I don't know, it just kind of looks weird. It's not up against any street or anything. It's just, why do we have to park in this curved? What y'all doing, pizza place? Come on. Like, oh, I just wanted it to curve for some reason. Traffic lights aren't working yet. I'm saving that for last because there's so many different parts to the whole ATLS thing, and I hate using ATLS. I hate yard ladders. If y'all didn't see the thing that said, like, why couldn't it be called yard stairs, or why can't we use yard stairs or whatever? I hate making yard ladders. Yard ladders are my pet peeves, or they are my weakness when it comes to Trainz building. I can make a decent yard ladder now, after some time of building it, and here I am taking a screenshot of something. But yeah, I really just wanted things to look more like, I wanted the things to look more realistic and not look like your train was breaking its neck going across the switches. And so I think I really like the whole 3-track setup a whole lot better than what it was before. In fact, I actually like this whole setup of ALCO better than what it was before. And I wanted to make this little entrance to this yard, like to the small yard anyway, so that, you know, crews could come up here and they could, if they needed to change crews or anything, and they were behind or something, or they had to do something, or they could take a lunch, they could take a lunch right there. That'd be a nice little spot that's owned by the company. It's owned by Conway, or owned by Conway Staves. And just trying to find smaller bush assets, or smaller bush splines and stuff like that. I end up coming across gems that I've fallen in love with, how they look and how they make other things come out and how they make the other things pop, I guess. Like, if I'm rambling, just tell me in the comments, I'm sorry. But I do have an exclusive thing going on for our Patreons. For anybody that becomes a Patreon member and becomes a $15 tier member, as long as you stay as long as you going to, or you, like, if you're going to stay as a $15 tier member, you can get the Riverton sub as is, and you can do whatever you want with it. If you want to redo the whole thing completely and release it, I don't care. The only thing you don't get is the skins for the locomotives and some of the pre-release assets that I had on it. You get the main base route and how it looked as is when I canceled the project. And you also get to beta test the Conway, and you get to beta test all the other projects that we got coming out. But I'm going to fill up these parking lots a little bit, and then we're going to go into the cinematics. So I'll see you guys at the end of the video, and I want to thank you all again for watching.
If you guys enjoyed that video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, guys, make sure to check out our Patreon with the link in the description below. And if you want to see a previous video, here is a previous video, and here is a previous stream. And as always, my friends, I will see you on down the line. Bye-bye!